morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today we got some secret rares from Battle Partners to have a look at. Or, if you prefer, we got some secret rares from Journey Together to have a little bit of a look at. Either way, they're secret rares, and if I may be so bold as to say so, I think we should be a little bit excited about these. And, just putting it out there, two of them are brand new cards we've never seen before. The one that isn't a brand new card is my favourite of them. It's Hops Wooloo. Hops Wooloo looks absolutely phenomenal here. We got the artwork by Minami Take here, who, every time I see their artwork, I'm just getting a little bit more excited. Their artwork is absolutely phenomenal. And now we've got Hops Wooloo. And this is a beautiful, beautiful card. And remember, I know the card looks uninspiring. 70 HP, free energy, 50, blah, blah, blah. It's not a good card on its own. But we're not looking at this on its own. We look at this in the context of Hops Wooloo evolves into Hops Double. Hops Double gusts when you evolve into it, dragging one of your opponent's bench Pokemon into the active. And it is just an absolutely... It's an essential part of the Hop deck. I don't know how you play the Hops deck without it. And honestly, I don't think you do play the Hop deck without it. So you're going to play Double, which means you've got to play Wooloo. Remember that Hops Double only evolves from Hops Wooloo, not from regular Wooloo. And this is it. Do remember, we do have the holo version of it coming in the Hops Zacian EX box. And I did tell you when we looked at that box previously that there was a good chance that this was the optimal version of this card. And at the time it was. I said it, I meant it. That was, at the time, a very nice true statement. It's no longer a true statement. The optimal version of Hops Wooloo is clearly this one. If you're playing Hops Double, and you should be, you're going to need this. It's absolutely phenomenal. Also, seriously, the artist, Minami Take, just... Most of you will have seen their first work, which was the Charmander, which we got in the Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer box. That's the one that probably caught most of your attention. But the Blood Moon Ursaluna from Twilight Masquerade, I think a bunch of you have probably seen, and there are a bunch of others as well. This is just a top-tier artist at this point, and they've actually done a phenomenal card, which hasn't seen an English release. Try and guess it in the comment section, and I'll tell you what the card is at the end of the video. So that's the old card with new artwork. What about a couple of brand new cards? How about Articuno? We've got ourselves a new illustration for Articuno by Croy Mori, and it's cute, and it's Articuno, and everybody loves Articuno. It's a cool looking card. It is fair to ask the question of, is it any good? I am somewhat concerned that the answer might be no. You see, what we got here is free energy 110. You can use it as a single prize attacker in a Baxcalibur deck. Yeah. I'm not sure you necessarily need to. Single energy, search your deck for 2 water energy and attach it to this Pokemon. And then the second attack is 2 water, 1 colorless. So you attach any energy to this, then search for 2 water, and then turn 2, you're ready to go. This is actually going to wreck in pre-releases. In a pre-release deck, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. People are going to win because they just go second, turn 1, energy, search for 2 water, turn 2, 110, turn 3, 110, turn 4, 110. Their opponent's struggling to set up, and Articuno's just spamming 110 damage every turn. In that regard, it's really, really good. But that's it. In Standard, I really don't like it, at all. In Expanded, I don't like it at all. In pre-releases, I actually do really like it. There's been a few we've looked at from this set so far that I've basically said this, meh, but wait till you get to a pre-release. I'm telling you right now, this is not good in Standard, and I'm not pretending it is for a second, but I am telling you right now, you get to a pre-release, this card is going to crush. And the cool thing about it is, you don't even need to play much water energy. Play like 3 in case one of them's prized, and then you just attach any energy, search for the 2 water energy in your deck, boom, you're golden. Seriously, this card, pre-releases, awesome. This card Standard, terrible. This card pre-releases, awesome. But we got one more brand new card we've never seen before. We've got ourselves an illustration rare Maractus by Onishi, which looks so cute and so lovely, and is a brand new card with a little bit of potential. It's at least super annoying. So what we got here is an ability whereby if this Pokemon is in the active and is knocked out by damage from an attack, you put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Important to note, we've seen a lot of abilities in the past along these lines where it's if it's damaged by an attack, even if it's knocked out. That is not the case here. This only gets the extra damage if you're knocked out, which is obviously less than ideal. You generally don't want to be knocked out. Being knocked out is generally a bad thing. But you get to put 6 damage counters on as you get knocked out. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. You'd rather it wasn't the case. But 6 damage counters on the way out is not too bad. This is another one of those, and I suggest this a lot, and I'm not even sorry about it. But it's another one of those I actually really like with Unfair Stamp. Because your opponent takes 6 damage counters, and then you play this as your ace spec for the game, and put them down to a 2-card hand. And I'm just saying, you add all of that up together, and that could be fun. But then we've got an attack as well, which actually seems to combo with this quite nicely. Single colorless energy, 20 damage, the defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. So basically where I'm going with this is, you do a bit of damage, stop them retreating, do a bit of damage, stop them retreating, do a bit of damage, stop them retreating. At some point, they're going to have enough energy to attack, or they're going to be able to get some kind of trainer card that switches out the active. Now, a trainer card switching out the active is what you're really not looking for here. But if they start attacking, they're going to be attacking potentially with a Pokemon they'd rather not be. They are doing damage with a Pokemon that's in the active because it can't get out the active. It's not a Pokemon they desperately want in the active. You've hopefully trapped something in the active which is super annoying, and then they have to start attacking with it. You're buying yourself a bunch of time here, which we've seen from a million Pokemon in the past. The difference here is when your opponent finally goes and gets a KO, they have to take 6 damage counters for the pleasure of taking that KO, which is obviously super duper annoying. I like this. I don't think it's a phenomenal card, yeah, just to be clear. I don't think this is going to be wrecking the metagame or anything stupid like that. I don't think it's going to be a card that makes a huge difference in that regard. But I do think there is potential here. I think this could end up being good here and there. I think, again, for pre-release, it's got potential. I do think this is quite a nice card. And if we look at these 3 illustration rares side by side here, we are starting to get a really nice suite of illustration rares in this particular set. None of the ones I showed you today are as cool as the Wailord I showed you the other day. And obviously a lot of people are going to be absolutely in love with the Kilowattrel. I don't blame you. And let's not forget En's Reshiram is coming as well. We've got a nice little suite of illustration rares here. For me, it's the Wailord and the Wooloo. Oh, I said none of them built up to the Wailord, but you know what? Oh, maybe the Wooloo and the Wailord. I mean, they're my top 2 by a huge margin. I like Wailord as a Pokemon, but there is a chance here I actually like the Wooloo artwork more. Plus, I live in a very rural, hilly area, so a grassy hillside just kind of sitting chilling, that's, you know, this scene could be me and my dog in the middle of a dog walk like a billion different times. So I'm just saying, that's kind of a beautiful card. I don't know, the point is we've got 3 new illustration rares. They're beautiful, we're happy, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about these new illustration rares? What do you think about all the ones we've seen from the set so far? Why have we still not seen any other special illustration rares? My theory is still that they're going to be too hype and Pokemon already realised quite how hyped the set is. Either way, I want to know what you think about all of this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.